Light and Mitch McConnell.
Anna Paulina Luna is ready to go if we want to go.
Oh, Anna's here. All right,
Hey,
ladies and
all
gentlemen. Without further ado, I want to see Anna blowing up in the chat. I want her to feel the most love ever. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna is here joining us. There she is. Anna, how's it going?
Hey, Graham. We're about to fly back home, so I'm just happy that I get to go to Florida.
Awesome. All right, look, we know your time is valuable. I want to talk to you a little bit. The audience, they love you. You're blowing up in the chat right now across the board. We won a major battle in November, right? And I keep telling everybody the war is far from over. We're seeing what's going on, the attacks against Pete Hegseth. Congratulations to Matt Gaetz, by the way, on his new show. Have you talked to Matt lately?
Yeah, I was actually just with him a couple of days ago. There's this really cool place in Washington. It's a conservative-owned restaurant and bar called Buttersworth. Yeah. And so Bannon had his event there for the War Room, and so Gaetz was there, and he's going to do some cool stuff. So we're very happy. We'll be going on his show a lot. Yeah,
I talked to him yesterday, and he asked if I'd come on the show, and I was like, absolutely, I'll go on the show. And I was like, do I have to dress up, or can I look like this? And anyway, all right, I want to talk to you about this. We won a major battle in November, but I think we all can agree that the war is far from over. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of, I'll use my words, we've got a lot of people that need to be replaced in Congress right now. What are the challenges that we're still facing? We're telling our audience every day to at their congressmen and women, at their senators all the time, keep the pressure on them to uphold the mandate that the American people gave them. What are we actually facing in Congress right now?
Well, so first of all, there's a massive age gap with a lot of members and then members like myself. And so I always remind people that the founding fathers were not, in their 80s and almost 90 years old. They were in their 30s and 40s. And that does make a difference because Washington being up here, there's a lot of pressure. The travel is pretty grueling. A lot of people might think it's glamorous, but it's actually a pretty tough job, especially if you have a family. So if you're younger, it's just easier to do. So I think that that's the first thing. But the second thing really is, you have people that would consider themselves institutionalists, but really what they are is they're obstructionists for President Trump's agenda. So in 2016, when we had the House, the Senate, and the White House, the reason why President Trump wasn't able to follow through on a lot of what he wanted to do is because it was our own Republican Party in the House that was blocking him. And so back in January of last year, a lot of us, 20 of us, came together and changed the Rules Committee to put conservatives on it. They're the committee that really funnels all the legislation to the House floor in the entire United States of America. So it's a committee of about 20 plus people that control everything. And there was not one conservative or really hardcore Republican on there. And so we changed that. But really what I think is going to have to happen is, people are going to have to make their voices heard. So we heard that in November. Obviously, Trump didn't just win the Electoral College. He won the popular vote, which hasn't been done in a very long time. And he really dragged a lot of these members of Congress and Senate over because, frankly, I don't think some of them would have gotten elected. They're not exactly cool. They're not exactly engaging. Yeah. But, really right now we have to stick together and push forward his agenda. So if you're a member of Congress or Senate is not doing what the America First agenda is, you should make your voice known. Now, last time I did that, they said that I was being a bully. And so I said, last time I checked, you listening to your constituents is not me being a bully. It's just you doing your job. And I had that conversation.
Well, is that a general thing? I'm curious because obviously me and you have known each other a long time and we agree very, very much on the sense of I think it is insanity that we have members of Congress and the Senate that would say that their constituents telling them what they want them to do is bullying. And we've had quotes from member of Congress say, we're not going to be intimidated by social media trolls and things like that. Is it a dangerous precedent when senators and congressmen and women believe that they know better than the people that they're supposed to be representing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll use this as an example. On the Schiff censure, for example, there were people that did not want to vote to censure Adam Schiff because they felt that they were being bullied. But when you really look at it, look at what Adam Schiff did, right? He lied. He was responsible for people having their constitutional rights violated. He cost American taxpayers over $16 million on a lie that basically was responsible for the first impeachment of President Trump. Does that guy even deserve to be in office? No. So why would members of Congress on our side protect him? You can look at the same thing for Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland violated the law. He obviously was the acting attorney general that is, in my opinion, corrupt. And you had members of Congress that were going to protect him, and that's unacceptable. And so, what I'm finding is, you have people like myself who are not from Washington. I'm not going to do this long term, but you come in and you're saying, okay, I'm actually going to do what I said I was going to do on the campaign trail. And then, we win by 10 points. We have support and trust from our constituents. Then you have other members of Congress who can barely win and need President Trump's help because they don't do the right thing. So those are the members of Congress that I'm talking about, the ones that come up here. They don't listen to their voters and then ultimately turn around and rely on the president to get them elected, yet they'll work against his agenda. And so those are the ones that need to be handled respectfully. But you have people also like Vivek and Elon Musk who are saying that they might have a naughty and nice list for members of Congress in regards to how they're voting on the government debt. And so, it's really nice to see everyone on board with the DOGE agenda, but let's be honest, look at their voting record. A majority of them voted for massive debt, massive increase.
Yeah.
So, lip service, yeah, he's the richest man in the world. They're all kissing his ass, but I want to get some change done up here. So
yeah, we definitely have a lot of fight left to do. Just because President Trump swears in on January 20th doesn't mean all the problems go away instantly. And we, the people, have a lot of work to help you and people like you in Congress out as much as possible. I may or may not have given out Senator Ernst's office number during a certain time frame and things like that. Real quick, I know your time's valuable. There are still a lot of rumors. You're a congresswoman from Florida. There's a lot of people in Florida potentially floating around for some things right now. If you were a betting woman, do you think that a Senator Trump might be a real thing that might be happening soon?
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is it's between Laura and one other person. I've obviously been a huge fan of Laura being a senator for Florida. Look, whoever is appointed, if it's not Laura, guess what? They're not going to get a second term because you know what? Trump's going to endorse Laura and she's going to run and win when that seat becomes open. So that's just the facts. I don't know if people will argue with me on that, but most of Florida wants Laura. So I don't understand why anyone would try to argue against that fact. And then, the argument this is, well, she hasn't proved herself. What the hell do you mean she hasn't proved herself? She literally took over the RNC, fought voter fraud, is like completely poised when it comes to sharing the messaging. Way better messaging than some of the representation in the current Senate, if you want to talk about what's wrong over there. So yeah, she's absolutely qualified for that position. So I hope that it's her. I hope that we can avoid a brutal primary with whoever might get it instead of her. Just save us all some money and time. And
I think if they make a major mistake and it's not her, I don't even think it's going to be that brutal of a primary, because I think if she runs for it in 26, I think it's going to be. I think she's going to dominate whoever. One last thing, and I know you got to go. There's also some rumors swirling around that a potential former Secret Service agent might be in the running for director of Secret Service. We all know Secret Service has got some stuff going on. If you were what do you think? Do you think, let me say it like this. Do you think that the Secret Service would benefit from a Dan Bongino taking over director of the Secret Service?
1,000%. The Secret Service would benefit to Dan Bongino being the new director as the FBI would with Kash Patel being the new director. So, I mean, that's like a solid pickup. A lot of people don't realize, though, again, when you're talking about obstructionists, specifically within these agencies, the directors and undersecretaries and the secretaries in general are going to have to weed out and flush a lot of the BS. And remember, they used COVID. A lot of people are forgetting about COVID. They used COVID as a way to force out a lot of people that had objections to government overreach. And so now a lot of the people that are in those positions were the ones that stayed after being forced to take the vaccinations. There's a fact that a majority of people that didn't take the vaccine that's what you're seeing. That's what we have and what we're up against. But, when it comes time for President Trump to swear in January, I hope he has a fat stack of I joke up here, but people say, how's it going when I'm talking to members in the hall? And I said, well, it's another day, another inflated dollar. And they laugh, but I was like, this is not funny. So
Yeah.
I get back to it, but.
Yeah, well, we're all in the fight with you. Anna, real quick, where can people go to support you, see what you got going on? You are obviously a close friend, but man, you are one of the real ones up there in D.C. Where can people go to support you?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I've known Graham for 7 years now? 6 or 7
Yeah,
years now,
long time, yeah.
Yeah, it was like first campaign, second campaign. So we're tight with Graham and his family. And congratulations too on the baby girl. She's amazing.
Yeah,
Totally
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but Andy was adopted. But anyways, you can find me on my social.
I didn't know that. That's so crazy. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Andy, real quick, my husband Andy and his twin brother were adopted out, and so a lot of people don't know that, but that's kind of why we share a position that we do on especially the topics of life and also to adoption. So,
wow.
But yeah, you can follow me at Real Anna Paulina on X profiles, on Instagram, all over the place. And I actually got to get your guys' address so I can send you guys a signed copy.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds great. I won't give that to you here, but I'll text it to you.
Go ahead. Put it in the chat.
All right, Anna, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, everybody give Anna some American flags in the chat. Thank you so much, Anna. We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Man, she's great, man.
That's
She's
so
one of
cool.
the real ones across
So
the
cool.
board. And she's one of the ones that is